here's Brody Brazil.
Regarding the Athletics and West Sacramento, I really have kind of shied away from saying much about the entire situation here on my YouTube channel. I just figure, hey, it's your thing to figure out. It's your opinions to have and form and make, and whatever happens up there, we'll watch and see how it goes. But I did see this, an opinion piece in the Sacramento Bee from about a week ago as I'm recording this, composed by Robin Epley, who I don't know. I don't have any background or information on, so there's really no bias there. There's no previous history here. But I did find what Robin said in this opinion piece to be very interesting and maybe setting a certain opinion of how a lot of Sacramentans feel, and I just wanted to offer some prior experience. I'm not here to shred this apart, but I do think there are some maybe red flags that stick out in this opinion piece that I just wanted to address. And the headline goes like this: if Sacramento wants an MLB team, we need to show a little more enthusiasm. And this is not hidden as a news article. It's not trying to be something that it's not. It flat out says opinion. This is an opinion piece. This is one person's opinion. And I'm not here, again, to disrespect it. I want to kind of sift through it and pull out some historical links and takeaways to what's being said here in the present. It begins like this. And by the way, I'm not going to put this entire opinion piece here on the screen on this video. If you want to check it out, I will definitely link to it down in the description below. An undercurrent of hope has perforated the opening season of the team formerly known as the Oakland Athletics. Sacramento wants Major League Baseball to stay. But to stay, they need to make money. And to make money, they need Sacramentans to buy into the whole idea. But I don't know that it works like that. They've already said this was a temporary stop. They have other ambitions and plans, and I know you can see that none of that is fully set in stone yet. There have not been shovels in the ground yet in Las Vegas. So there is the opportunity in this conversation. There is some space for it to happen. But let me just go through that last part again. To stay, they need to make money. Well, how do you know if they're making money or not? They will never share that information with you. And to make money, they need Sacramentans to buy into the whole idea. Well, that might be true. You want to sell more tickets. You want more fans to show up. But again, they're not even doing merchandise that has Sacramento on it. They're playing in a ballpark that people have already seen. So what exactly did you expect this situation to look like? They're not trying necessarily that hard for this to go well and make money, if that's how we're judging it. I don't know if making money is how we're going to judge all of this. That enthusiasm has felt, well, flagging lately, especially with such a lackluster start to the season. I'm assuming wins and losses on the field. The first couple series obviously didn't go so great at home. Sacramentans just don't seem all that welcoming, and I can't say I blame them. The A's arrived with a lot of fanfare, but not a lot to show for it. Now, this is an opinion. It doesn't go into detail. Are we saying not a lot to show for it on the field or in the community, or did you expect the ballpark to have a second deck now and look a lot different? I mean, they didn't do much. You're right. Could they have done more? Probably, if they had more time or they put more money or any money or effort or resources into it. Of course, I'm not sure what this means here, the fanfare that was expected that is not being showcased. Sacramentans are generally eager to show the National Baseball Organization, Major League Baseball, that the region is a good bet for America's favorite pastime, just as the region once enticed the National Basketball Association to stay instead of letting the owners take the team to Anaheim and Seattle. Yeah, that's very true. The Kings were gone to Seattle and very much flirted with Anaheim. And actually, the NBA as a league, they voted against relocation, and the mayor at that time, Kevin Johnson, stepped in. And obviously, the NBA wasn't fully set on the team leaving. So yeah, there was a lot of back and forth, and Sacramentans did hold their ground on this situation. A few years ago, the city and other supporters convinced Major League Soccer to name Sacramento as an MLS city, but when the proposed billionaire owner bailed, the dream died. So we understand that there have been previous Sacramento experiences of a team almost leaving, like what the A's did to Oakland in a very similar but different situation, or the fact that they were supposed to get MLS and they did not get MLS. Now the region's turn at a Major League Baseball team has barely begun, and the energy levels already seem to be lagging. In a minor league park with a capacity of 13,416, the A's failed to sell out a string of games after their March 31st home opener. Outfield seats, which is true right after that, were discounted to $25. And I do believe the actual clarification on this was a sale for April and May tickets, like 2 full months of tickets that were 2 for $25. 2 tickets, so $12.50 per game, a set of 2 tickets for any home game in April or May. Now, I don't know where the tickets were. Maybe they were also on the grass. But the point is, this was supposed to be one of the hardest tickets to get in all of Major League Baseball, was supposed to be one of the most expensive tickets to get in all of Major League Baseball entering this season simply because of supply and demand. It's not like Aaron Judge is on the A's. It's the fact that they didn't have a lot of tickets, and apparently there was a lot of demand. They thought there was going to be a lot of demand, and now maybe there's not demand if we're seeing advertisements for 2 tickets at a cost of $25 early in the season. Still, despite the chaotic start to the A's first season at Sutter Health Park, which included no preview game for player familiarity and a lack of media accommodation, so basically they just kind of crash-landed there. They had a lot of work to do there, but they kind of crash-landed there. There are many people who would love to see the A's stay in Northern California instead of moving to Nevada in 2028. Well, of course, but again, like, that's not for Sacramento to even be able to decide. I think I was a little bit worried that, you know how you meet somebody and you say, all right, don't fall in love with them. Don't fall in love with them. Don't get into a relationship with them. And now Sacramentans can't maybe help themselves. Some Sacramentans are trying to attach, like, this is a relationship they can have. This is a bond that they're trying to grow that doesn't break. But if the A's are literally not even looking at Sacramento like that, you're just setting yourself up for heartbreak. And why not stay in Sacramento? Well, I've got a couple reasons why. It's going to be difficult. I'm not saying impossible, but there are a couple things going against Sacramento already. Whether it's the A's staying there, whether it's being a potential expansion city, what are we trying to do here? Are we trying to keep the A's? Or are we trying to showcase that you can host Major League Baseball at another time? It's a long shot, but we need city leaders to do the lobbying for us behind the scenes. Even if the A's do move to Vegas, MLB plans to expand the league by 2029. I'm not so sure about that anymore. That was talk from 7 years ago, before the TV money got a little bit different, before we're now witnessing what's probably going to be another work stoppage before the 2027 season, a lockout or a strike or a combination of everything for maybe a long time, talks of a salary cap or a salary floor being installed. So there's a lot to go on there. I don't know that Major League Baseball is going to expand by 2029 anymore, which could mean Sacramento would get its own expansion team if its audition as the home of the A's goes well. But again, how are we defining what goes well? Is it selling out every game? To be honest, selling out every game should have probably been the baseline, and that's not even happening. And I am not blaming fans of Sacramento, sports fans in Sacramento. It's the situation, right? Like, and nobody's saying that in defense of Sacramento. A team comes in, doesn't want to put your name across their chest, kind of does, but then really doesn't. Already has Las Vegas on the fences out there. It's a ballpark you've already seen and been to. This is nothing new necessarily besides the team playing there. It's not an optimal, hey, splash, we're here situation. It's kind of a weird one up there. Las Vegas is still 3 years away, or maybe 4, but Sacramento's short period to impress is already dwindling. I don't know about that. We're only about a month in. So if this is going to happen, we need everyone on board, especially the mayor and city council. But I don't know to what degree this is, like, how is this going to get the team to stay, or how is this going to make Major League Baseball want to bring a team to Sacramento when there's places like Utah and Portland that now have $800 and $900 million ready to go for a team in their stadium. I'll touch on that later on in the video. Beyond the obvious policymaking and auditing, one of the powers of the mayor and the council is to command public attention. That, in turn, can rally the community behind a cause. So now you're taking the weight off of the A's and the proprietors of the ballpark there in Sacramento. You're taking it off, the weight off their shoulders and saying, all right, politicians need to get people excited about baseball, not baseball itself or the team or its players, politicians need to get baseball fans excited. That in turn can rally the community behind a cause. So far, we've seen very little in the way of public support for the idea of an MLB team from them. Well, maybe they have tested the waters and found out that this situation is not one that they want to attach to or dip their toes into. I don't know if you can blame them for that. I'm just shooting from my hip here, which I get. I totally understand. But why not throw out the first pitch? Well, I don't know how far that goes or if anybody's even in their seats by that point. Clearly, we've seen photos on social media. Wear an A's hat to a city council meeting. Okay. Bring a gaggle of kids to a game for some good press. But that's not going to give you $900 million to build a new stadium, unfortunately. Anything. Show us that you care. Okay, I understand that. Just do the free stuff. Do the free and easy stuff just because. Totally understand that. But there's a golden opportunity for him just ahead. We're talking about Mayor McCarty, by the way. Mayor McCarty can show us that he sees his new job as more than just a pit stop, and in turn, that Sacramento can be more than just a pit stop for the A's. We, Sacramentans, just need to play ball. And I think that's how the piece ends. So I'll start off here with some quick takeaways. Again, I've already kind of interspersed my thoughts throughout this video, but this is all a simple view and logic of the situation, right? Team does well, a lot of fans, they make money, they'll stay. Or at least it'll show a good look for us. And Major League Baseball is going to say, all right, you did us a favor. Now we will return that favor for you immediately. That is the simple logic of how you would think it would work, right? If you haven't been paying attention to Major League Baseball for a very long time, that would be an appropriate thought. But this situation runs so deep of where the A's have been, where the Athletics are trying to go, what this whole temporary situation is actually about, to think that it truly is an audition. I mean, fans don't get the final say in any of this. You can show up, you can show out, you can sell out the ballpark as many times as you want, you can have it be empty, you can do a reverse boycott. In the end, fans don't get to make the ultimate decisions here. A fully funded stadium, I think, for Sacramento, that would be the thing that gets Major League Baseball's attention. Selling games out, tickets, prices, okay, that's all interesting to pay attention to. All it comes down to for Major League Baseball when they actually would consider expansion or even relocation, how much money can the owner get to help build a baseball stadium like in Utah, where they passed state law that you would get $900 million to help build a ballpark at the State Fair Park. That's ready to go. $900 million right now is sitting ready to go in the state of Utah. Up in Portland, they just passed that jock tax, within the last week or two. That $800 million from players' income, it's an income tax that doesn't exist now because there's no team, but they would just take the players' income tax that they would be taxed anyway and put that back into ballpark construction. $800 million in Portland, $900 million in Utah. So you think showing up to games is going to equate with any of that for Major League Baseball? They'll say that's nice, but we can do the same thing up in Utah. We can sell out games there for sure. Showing up or not, I just don't know that it even gets you in that conversation. And so, yeah, Sacramento versus Utah and Portland projects, it's hard to compete with that. And again, to remember what this is or how this was laid out to you, I kind of knew this would happen. And I also agree that it's probably not a great look that the stadium is not full on a regular basis. I would have thought, and I said here plenty of times on this channel, if they don't even not sell out once, that's kind of an eye-opener. As far as I'm aware, in the first couple home series of the season, they've barely sold out at all, if ever. Even opening night, I don't think it was ever announced as 14, which I do think it's 10 plus 4 on the grass is the capacity. Whether you want to believe tickets sold, attendance announced, or the eye test, you can look and see that it's not sold out. So there is some concern, but again, I understand that, but I don't want to take that and turn that on sports fans in Sacramento and say, well, it's your fault. You got to be enticed. I know you're out there. I know you show up for Sacramento State football. I know you show up for professional soccer games. I know you show up for the Sacramento Kings, and they haven't always been the easiest team to follow over the years. So this is not Sacramento. This is just the situation. This is an isolated, temporary, weird baseball thing and has all the feelings, and it comes with some baggage, and it's going to leave with some baggage. So I don't point the finger at Sacramento at all, or Robin Eppley for having all these feelings. I'm just saying these are kind of like the starter kit of feelings for how all this goes and all the simple thoughts. But when you see it play out, like some Oakland fans have at the deepest of levels, these are very surface level thoughts. It goes much deeper than that. And what you might uncover at the deeper level is something that doesn't please you. All right, that's the end of this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Also, thumbs up while you're down there. It greatly helps me, this video, and this channel. Thank you to Robin for offering some opinions for us to chew on. I hope this came across the right way, just kind of sifting through it. And I hope to see all of you next time. To do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you back here next time on the channel.